My name's Lucy Caboosi. Can I get a little hi, Lucy? Hi, bitch. This is a health and safety warning. Get the fuck out my way. Hit it, Stephen. If I die tonight, I want to know what those story. A place where no one dare go. Nothing to know. They understand it was died. And now, open my eyes and see what we have made is real. We are insanity.
I guess I was first properly exposed to drag when I was studying in Manchester, which was started in like 2009-ish. I worked in a bar with my friend Aaron, where he did drag, and I would occasionally do like what we referred to as go-go dancing, but it's not. It was just me wearing hot pants and like step digging. So I've kind of always had drag in my life, and I think I've always known I wanted to do drag. But it wasn't until sort of like COVID time that I was like, I should start doing drag. I don't know if I would say I feel more myself as a Lucy than I do Ross, because I think that I have sort of very different views on where Lucy fits in terms of myself. Like, because sometimes I think it is just me, but other times I think it depends on the context, whether I think Lucy is me or whether I think Lucy is a separate person. Sounds psychopathic when I say it out loud. You're all too young for this. This is one for the millennials. But back in the old days, you get like the Sims base pack and then you'd buy expansion packs. And I feel like Lucy's like a couple of expansion packs to the original Ross game. I'm so cultured. I think Lucy allows me to be more confident in the things that Ross would like to say and do.
Should we fucking listen at its feet? Flipping your bitch, you don't get too far. Legs are required for...
What F are you?
We did. Okay.
It's not a little cat's documentary, get the fuck out.
Brad's definitely my best friend. How did I meet Brad? I think a friend of his was trying to set us up. Because everyone's got that one friend that's like, I know someone gay. I know someone gay, you should talk to him. That's not how they speak either, because they're straight.
No.
I'd say the lesbians do more than us.
No,
That's,
I'm very. I mean, it's not flaunting. You're
no,
not
but like,
But I'm very aware.
I just think you can't put a price on love like the way Lucy gives out love to her friends. He's great. I really love Ross. I would never tell him to his face because he's a bitch. He is like my big brother. Ross came into my life and like it just felt like my twin brother, but much older. And I'd be so lost without him. I'd feel like I lost a limb if Ross wasn't in my life anymore. Maybe 2 limbs because he's quite tall. For Ross, family, I think means everything, especially with his past. I think he always kind of needs somebody that he knows he can rely on and go to if he ever needs anything. We are all like a massive family here. We constantly are looking out for each other. We're checking in on each other all the time.
So both my parents were in their early mid-40s when they had me. My mum was my best friend, always been my best friend, and we were super, super close. My dad, I wasn't as close with when I was older. When I was a kid, I was like a daddy's boy for sure. But I think as I grew up and as I was kind of showing signs of being a queer person, he was like quite like a lad. I think he didn't know how to connect with those kind of things. Like the number of times he'd come home when I was a kid, like drunk, I'd be like, don't be gay when you grow up. And I'd be like, probably not. I said to my mum that I liked this guy and I met him, I really liked him. And she was okay, but I'd never said anything to my dad about it. I have really mixed views on how I feel about my parents not knowing about my sexuality specifically, because it's kind of difficult in that, on one hand, I feel like I didn't give them the opportunity to like know me or have a reaction or response to that, or like, you know, like know the real, who I really am and things. But then equally, like, I don't think, especially with my dad, I don't think there was ever like the opportunity. It didn't feel like if I did, it would be a comfortable situation. So my dad died of lung cancer. He was 69 when he passed away, just before he was 70. And he didn't really care about being treated for it. But I think part of that is because of like, he wasn't good at talking about his feelings. So when he was diagnosed with cancer, he was like, and they talked about treatments and things, he was like, I don't think I have treatment. And we were all like, why? And he was like, there's no point. And we were like, yeah, no, there is, so you can still be here. And he was like, oh yeah, okay. So it was pretty much almost exactly a year from his diagnosis to him passing away. He passed away on the 1st of October, which would have been nearly 10 years ago, 9 years ago. Because I was 25. Don't do the maths on that. But for me personally, my dad's death didn't really affect me in any way deeply. But I was definitely like, I had like a very heavy depression that after my mum passed away. So my mum's passing and illness was a bit more complicated. We were really concerned because she kept having signs of having a stroke. They scanned her and she had like the biggest brain tumour. It was like a fist in the middle of her brain. Did like biopsy and things, and like, yeah, it's definitely a cancerous tumour. So I was like a single parent to a 72-year-old toddler. And it was really, really difficult. And then towards the end, so she was on a lot of pills, and we had like one of those pill boxes that's like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'd popped like Monday, whatever day it was, for her to take her lunch. And I was at work, and it was like 4 o'clock in the end of my day, and my brother had popped in to see her after his work, and he was like, we need to get mum to a doctor's like right now. And I was like, what's the matter? And he's like, she's taken a full week's worth of pills. Today is April 1st, which is my mum's birthday. I think in reflecting on sort of special birthdays of my mum, the one I think of most was probably her last proper birthday. So she died when she was 71, but when she was 70, I had arranged to take her to Disneyland Paris. She was saying she'd like always wanted to do, and like she always wanted to do for like, us as kids, but could never afford to do. And obviously not knowing at the time that she was going to get really ill, like within a year, it was nice to kind of have that time to spend together and do something that like obviously meant a lot to her, and share something with her that meant a lot to me. I don't come here very often. To me, it's such a bizarre place of like contrasts, of it being such a beautiful place, but like obviously such a sad place because there's so many people here. And then it's so, like, normally when it's not windy, deathly quiet, and then like a train shoots past and you get like a few seconds, because it's literally a few seconds of like the outside world reminding you what's going on in the real world outside. And also for me personally, I just don't feel like coming somewhere like here is remembering someone. Like remembering someone is doing things like I try to do something every week that I think my parents would want to do. If it's like having a strawberry milkshake, that's my mum's favourite milkshake, like things like that I'll do every week that remembers them. I think flowers as like a gift for people that have passed is really bizarre, because there's something pretty that's just there like dying. So like you go to like this place where there's like hundreds of thousands of people scattered, and there's just all these like flowers slowly dying. It feels like it's like very like meta. Can I say something really controversial? I feel like in some ways I was lucky that all my family that I would care about have passed away, so that I could like live a life where I get to be like as authentic to myself without having to
not be myself for fear of upsetting someone else, which is a horrible thing to say, because I would literally trade them back in a minute, but there is a part of it that does think that sometimes. I do think, like, I remember once when I was younger, like when I was probably in my mid-early 20s, thinking like, about talking to my parents about being like a gay person and being like, I was thinking maybe like, you know, oh, I've probably only got like 20 or 30 more years of them being alive, because they're older people anyway. And like, I could wait that long before I get to start being happy and doing things that I want to do. You can't live like that. Like, why would you wait a day to be yourself, or let alone like 20, 30 years? Because ultimately, if someone in your life that you care about doesn't care about the real you, like, they don't care about you, do they? Because they don't know you. I'm not saying I don't think they cared about me. I think, you know, I talked about them being like older generation things, but I don't know. I think I don't even have the opportunity to ever give me anything on that, but that's the blessing of drag, is that you're allowing people to be part of your family. You're saying like, I'm here for you if you need me, which is like really a gift, especially as someone that has something of like trepidatious feelings of family in themselves. You know, like, I really have one member of my family left, and that's it, and I don't see that person ever, so I basically don't. So I think, I'm sure if I was a psychologist, which I'm not, I'm just a woman, but if I was a psychologist, I'd probably say there's definitely a connection between someone who doesn't feel like they've had family experiences, or has a family that wants to be in a position where they are able to offer those that need it family. There's definitely a connection, I'm sure, but it doesn't feel like that for me, because that's not, I don't do it for that at all. It's just like a massive perk.
I don't ever feel any kind of remorse for them not knowing me, because they're no longer with us. I just think I'm just sad for them not being able to experience like the good things that are happening and the things I know that they would love to be here for. Drag definitely is an armour, which is so boring, it's so cliche because everyone always says it, but until you do drag, I don't think you can appreciate that it really is, because especially when I do drag, even if I look naked, I've got like a bodysuit on, I've got a very, very thick pair of underwear on, I've got pads. There can literally be no physical part of my actual human body that's me exposed to the world. And there is a lot of power in that, because it feels like there's no repercussions, because it's not really you. It's like you're inside a massive robot or something. So like any damage that would happen isn't to you.
Keep going, don't worry. Just go about your life, it's fine. Hi! We're here. It's really embarrassing because I can't think badly. Let's do this. What time is it? 8:10. Oh great, you're the front.
Very famous.
Come in, don't be shy. Wait, step back a sec. Can you use your dainty feet? Don't ignore Amy, blur her out. This is as glamorous as a dressing room ever gets. There's a mirror, there's a light, and there's water. If you'd like to go to the toilet end, do you want to move up this end? If I get a message from you guys saying we're changing the documentary to drag queens eating burgers, I'll get it.
A drag queen's guide.
My mum would definitely be supportive of me doing drag and things, and she would love it. My dad probably would, because he did like dressing up as a woman.
Come on, love. Let's see what's going on. I'll try and get this door back for you before we... See you in a minute, babes.
In a minute, I'll be downstairs.
Oh, did you get your fucking massive hoof off mine? Jealousy is so fucking ugly. Hopefully there's more than 3 people in there when we go in, but don't hold your breath.
There is absolutely the duality between what I share with Lucy is absolutely a heightened version. Lucy can be an escape from normal life and reality, but I mean, I think about sort of like this time last year when I was feeling super depressed, at the lowest I've ever felt. It wasn't an escape then, but there are times, if I'm having a bad day or I'm just feeling lethargic, doing drag or doing something like that always changes my day and makes me in a much better mood.
But I know something's starting right now. Watching you'll see. Someday I'll be part of your
Much later. I'll just wait. It wasn't until maybe have lives on the other side of the world. So not being a cis pad happens. We date. One of the weeks we're doing. That's so rude, Julie. Julie, this is not the time. I can't share my trauma with the background of you smashing glasses.